Blind ban. Ban a hero. Ra! Choose wisely, Eastwood. Pyromancer. Pebbles. Pandemonium. Nighthound. Gunblade. Thunderbringer. Kane. Plague Rider. Let's get it on.
We dwarves are natural sprinters. Quickly. More shooting, less running. Ready, locked and loaded. We dwarves are natural sprinters.
Beware.
Getting into cover.
Beware.
All right, laddie. We dwarves are natural sprinters. Quickly. All right, laddie. More shooting, less running. All right, laddie. Getting into cover. Quickly. Getting into cover.
Yeah.
All right, laddie. We dwarves are natural sprinters. All right, laddie. Quickly. To war! Getting into cover. More shooting, less running. We dwarves are natural sprinters. More shooting, less running. Getting into cover. I'll snipe them down. Quickly. Every gun makes its own tune. Getting into cover. More shooting, less running. Get your coffins ready. Quickly.
Toasty!
All right, laddie. We dwarves are natural sprinters.
Yeah!
More shooting, less running. Quickly. You shoot to kill, you better hit the heart. More shooting, less running.
Well, he's down!
We dwarves are natural sprinters. Getting into cover. All right, laddie.
Yeah.
Quickly. To war! More shooting, less running. We dwarves are natural sprinters. If you're gonna shoot, just shoot, don't talk. Quickly. More shooting, less running. We dwarves are natural sprinters. More shooting, less running.
Beware. Enemy hero missing from
Quickly.
top. Beware. Beware.
All right, laddie.
Beware.
More shooting, less running. Quickly.
Invisibility.
Attack.
We dwarves
Beware.
are natural sprinters.
Attack.
Getting into cover. I'll put a bullet in their gut. I'll snipe them down. All right, laddie. Getting into cover. All right, laddie. We dwarves are natural sprinters. You shoot to kill, you better hit the heart. Getting into cover. Quickly. I'll put a bullet in their gob. We dwarves are natural sprinters. Quickly. I'll strike them down. We dwarves are natural sprinters. Getting into cover. I'll put a bullet in their gob.
Your
is taking damage.
Beware.
Wolves are natural
Beware.
sprinters. More shooting, less running. Getting into cover. We dwarves are natural sprinters. All right, laddie. We dwarves are
Beware.
natural sprinters. Getting into cover.
Attack.
We dwarves are natural sprinters. All right, laddie.
In your face!
We dwarves are natural sprinters. Quickly. You'll shoot to kill. You better hit
Your building is taking damage.
more shooting, less running. Quickly.
Beware.
We dwarves are
Enemy hero missing from middle.
natural
Attack.
sprinters. All right, laddie. To war!
My cake is not a
Hey,
lie.
princess! Go to another castle!
Get your coffins ready. Every gun makes its own tune. Getting into cover. All right, laddie.
Enemy hero missing from top.
Quickly. Getting into cover. We dwarves are natural sprinters.
Enemy hero
Getting into
missing
cover.
from middle.
Quickly. More shooting, less running. You're sure to kill. You better hit the heart. Quickly. I'll snipe him down. Getting into cover. Get your coffins ready. You're sure to kill. You better hit the heart. We dwarves are natural sprinters. Getting into cover. We dwarves are
Attack.
natural sprinters. Quickly.
Attack.
Getting into cover. More shooting, less running. All right, laddie. Getting into cover.
Your building is taking damage.
Beware.
Natural sprinters. To war. Getting into cover.
Attack.
All right, laddie.
Your building is taking damage.
Final round!
Fight!
Quickly.
I remember.
All right, laddie. Quickly.
Your building is taking damage.
More shooting, less running. All right, laddie. Quickly.
Slay the darkness.
More shooting, less running. All right, laddie. More shooting, less running.
Three kills already? Gets the double!
Quickly. Gun. Check. All right, laddie.
Attack.
Getting into cover.
Attack.
More shooting, less running. All right, laddie.
Attack.
Getting into cover. Quickly. We dwarves are natural sprinters. Quickly. We dwarves are natural sprinters. More shooting, less running. We dwarves are natural sprinters. Getting into cover. Quickly.
Your building
Beware.
is taking damage!
Generation.
We dwarves are
Beware.
natural sprinters. All right, laddie. Getting into cover.
Final round.
Fight!
More shooting, less running.
It's a massacre!
Beware. Attack.
Combo breaker!
All right, laddie. Getting into cover. More shooting, less running. All right, laddie. More shooting, less running. All right, laddie.
Enemy hero missing from bottom.
Getting into cover. We dwarves are natural sprinters. Quickly.
Invisibility.
Attack.
That's 4!
Enemy hero missing from middle.
Getting
Attack.
into cover. Quickly.
Your building is taking damage! A freaking machine gets the double!
Attack.
Getting into cover. We dwarves are natural sprinters. Getting into cover. More
Attack.
shooting, less running. All right, laddie. Snipe them down.
Your building is taking damage!
You should kill. You better hit hard. We dwarves are
Attack.
getting into cover.
Just getting started.
All right, laddie. Quickly.
Your building is taking damage!
More shooting, less running.
Your building is taking damage.
Ain't nobody killing that tower but me.
Quickly. More shooting, less running. All right, laddie.
Attack.
Getting into cover. We dwarves are natural sprinters. Quickly. To war! More shooting, less running.
Fight here.
Ready, locked, and loaded.
Attack.
If you're gonna shoot, just shoot. Don't talk. We dwarves are natural sprinters. Quickly.
Attack
Dwarves
this structure.
Natural sprinters. Every gun makes its own tune.
Defend
Get your
this structure.
coffins ready. Getting into cover. We dwarves are natural sprinters. More shooting, less running. All right, laddie. More shooting, less running. Quickly. Shoot to kill. To war!
Your building is taking damage.
All right, get your coffins ready. We dwarves are natural sprinters. I'll strike them down. I'll put a bullet in their gun. Get into the
Final round.
Wait.
more shooting, less running. We dwarves are natural sprinters. All right, laddie. Getting into cover. We dwarves are natural sprinters. All right, laddie.
Invisibility.
Quickly.
Attack.
Getting into cover.
Combo breaker!
We dwarves are
Attack.
natural sprinters.
I'm just getting
More
started.
shooting, less running.
Attack.
Your building is taking damage. The Legion takes down a Hellborn tower.
More shooting, less running. Quickly. We dwarves are natural sprinters. Getting into cover. More shooting, less running.
Attack.
We dwarves are natural sprinters. All right, laddie. Quickly. Getting into cover.
Beware.
We dwarves are natural sprinters. Getting into cover. Gun. Check. More shooting, less running. Quickly. More shooting, less running.
Attack this
Quickly.
structure.
More shooting, less running. Quickly.
Beware.
We dwarves are natural sprinters. More shooting, less running.
Three kills already?
41.
Nick, sit down. You and I are gonna be real good friends.
You're gonna shoot. Just shoot. Don't talk. Get their coffins ready. All right, laddie. Ready, locked, and loaded. Quickly. More shooting, less running. Over here.
Your building is taking damage. The Legion takes down a Hellborn tower.
We dwarves are sprinters. Getting into cover. All right, laddie. I'll put a bullet in their guts. We dwarves are natural sprinters. More shooting, less running. Quickly. More shooting, less running. All right, laddie. Getting in the cover.
Beware.
Get their coffins ready. All right, laddie. More shooting, less running. Getting into cover. More shooting,
Attack.
less running. Gun. Check. We dwarves are
It's a
natural
massacre.
sprinters. Quickly. Getting into cover. I'll put a bullet in their gob. You shoot to kill, you better hit hard. More shooting, less running. All right, buddy. Hold on.
My cake is not a lie.
Quickly. All right, laddie. Every gun makes its own tune.
Attack.
Gun. Check. More shooting, less running.
In your face!
Getting into cover.
Attack.
War never changes.
You and I are gonna be real good friends. Well, allow me to retort.
All right. I'll put a bullet in their gut. More shooting, less running. I'll snipe him down. Getting into cover. Two more.
Allow me to retort.
Balls are natural sprinters. Hold on. Got to reload. Getting into cover. You're shoot to kill. You better hit hard. We dwarves are natural sprinters. All right, laddie. More shooting, less running. We dwarves are natural sprinters. All right, laddie. Quickly. More shooting, less running. Quickly. Get into cover. It's boomstick time. Quickly. All right, laddie. Get into cover. Every gun makes its own tune. More shooting, less running.
Attack.
To war! Quickly!
Your building is taking damage.
Defend this structure.
Natural sprinters! Getting into cover!
Beware. Beware.
Your building is taking damage. The Legion takes down a Hellborn tower.
Final round.
Attack. Beware.
Gets the double. The Legion takes down a Hellborn tower.
All right, laddie. Quickly. Hold on. Got up the road. All right, laddie. More shooting, less running. Getting into cover. Get your coffins ready. Quickly. More shooting, less running.
Illusion.
Getting into cover. You shoot to kill.
Beware.
You better hit the heart. We dwarves are natural sprinters. Getting into cover. Quickly. All right, laddie. Getting into cover. We dwarves are
In your face!
natural sprinters.
Final round.
Strike them down. More shoot and less running. We dwarves are natural sprinters. Getting into cover. Quickly. We dwarves are natural sprinters.
Attack.
All right, laddie. More shooting, less running. We dwarves are natural sprinters. All right, laddie. We dwarves are natural sprinters. All right, laddie. Quickly. More shooting, less running. Quickly.
Haste.
We dwarves are natural sprinters. More shooting, less running. We dwarves are natural sprinters. All right, laddie. Quickly. We dwarves are natural sprinters. Quickly.
Yeah.
All right, laddie. More shooting, less running. All
Attack.
right, laddie. Quickly. We dwarves are natural sprinters. More shooting, less running. All right, laddie. We dwarves are natural sprinters. Getting into cover. More shooting, less running. Quickly. Getting into cover. All right, laddie. More shooting, less running. I'll put a bullet in their gut. Hold on. Got to reload. I'll strike them down. We dwarves are natural sprinters. Getting into cover.
3 kills already? Time and time again!
More shooting, less running. Not the beer.
Your building is taking damage! The Legion takes down a Hellborn tower!
Attack this structure.
We dwarves are natural sprinters. More shooting, less running. Getting into cover. Hold on. We dwarves are natural sprinters. Quickly. We dwarves are natural sprinters. Hold on. I gotta reload. More shooting, less running. All right, laddie. More shooting, less running.
I'm just getting started.
Natural sprinters. More
Time
shooting,
and
less
time
running.
again!
We dwarves are natural sprinters. Gun, check. Quickly. Getting into cover. If you're gonna shoot, just shoot. Don't talk. Quickly. Getting into cover. More shooting, less running. We dwarves are natural sprinters. Getting into cover.
Fight here.
Quickly. I'll put a bullet in their gob. More shooting, less running.
Fight here.
Quickly. All right, laddie.
Attack.
Hold on. I gotta
Beware.
go. Get this coffins
Beware.
ready.
Condor has been slain.
We dwarves are natural sprinters.
Fight here.
Dwarves are natural sprinters.
Beware.
All right, laddie. Getting into cover.
Attack.
We dwarves are natural sprinters. Getting into cover.
Attack.
Hot streak. Double tap. Is it too hot for triple kill?
Green 5.
I'm just getting started. Nick. Tasty. Bow before me. Sit down, son. I make this shit look easy.
Fight here.
I'll be here all day, baby. 2, 3, 4.
That's a genocide, folks!
Ready, locked and loaded.
Fight here.
More shooting, less running. We dwarves are natural sprinters.
Fight here.
All right, laddie. More shooting, less running. All right, laddie.
been slain.
We balls up. Natural getting into cover.
It's a massacre!
Final round! Tasty!
Quickly. 500. I've lost count. Getting into cover.
Fight here.
In your face!
Shoot the kill. Better hit. All right, laddie. Quickly. Natural sprinters. Hold on. That was low. More shooting, less running. Quickly. All right, laddie. Getting into cover. We dwarves are natural sprinters. All right, laddie. Getting into cover. It's boomstick time! We dwarves are natural sprinters. Getting into cover. We dwarves are natural sprinters. I'll put a bullet in their gob. Getting into cover. Get your muffins ready. More shooting, less running. Hold on. Gotta reload. Shoot to kill. Better hit hard. Getting into cover.
Beware, attack.
Balls are
Attack this structure.
natural sprinters. Getting into cover. Hold on. Gotta reload. Get your
Attack
muffins
this
ready.
structure.
All right, laddie. Getting into cover. Ready, locked and loaded. More shooting, less running.
Attack this structure.
All right, laddie. We dwarves are natural sprinters. All right, laddie. We dwarves are
The Hellboard takes down a Legion tower!
all right, laddie. We dwarves are natural sprinters. All right, laddie. More shooting, less running.
Regeneration.
We dwarves are natural sprinters. Quickly. Getting into cover. We dwarves are natural sprinters. Quickly. I'll put a bullet in their gun. All right, laddie. More shooting, less running. Getting into cover. All right, laddie. Quickly. All right, laddie. If you're gonna shoot, just shoot. Don't talk. Shoot to kill. You're better hit.
Beware.
Getting into cover. Quickly. More shooting, less running. We dwarves are natural sprinters. Quickly. Ready, locked and loaded. More shooting, less running. Hold on. Quickly.
Three kills already? It's the double!
More shooting, less running. I'll put a bullet in their gun. We both are natural sprinters. More shooting, less running. All right, laddie. Quickly. We dwarves are natural sprinters. Getting into cover. More shooting, less running. Gun, check. Quickly. All right, laddie. Quickly. Natural sprinters. All right, laddie. Quickly. All right, laddie. Get your coffins ready. Quickly. We dwarves are natural sprinters. Quickly. We dwarves are natural sprinters.
Invisibility.
Cover. I'll put a bullet in their gun. We dwarves are natural sprinters. Quickly. I'll snipe them down. Getting into cover. More shooting, less running. Get your coffins ready. I'll put a bullet in their gun.
Fight
All
here.
right. Getting into cover.
Fight
We
here.
dwarves are natural sprinters. All right, laddie. Snipe them down. We dwarves are natural sprinters. Quickly. Get your coffins ready. All right, laddie. Quickly.
The Hellborn takes down a Legion tower!
I'll snipe him down. We dwarves are natural sprinters. Getting into cover.
Final round!
All right, laddie. More shooting, less running.
I'm just getting started. Tasty!
That's a genocide, folks!
You shoot to kill. Getting into cover. Quickly. Getting into cover. Hold on. I got the road. Quickly. I'll put a bullet in their gun.
The Hellborn takes down a Legion tower.
Next.
A Legion barracks gets destroyed. A Legion barracks gets destroyed.
You shoot to kill. Better hit hard. All right, laddie.
The Hellborn takes down a Legion tower.
I'll snipe them down.
The Hellborn takes down a Legion tower.
Quickly.
The Hellborn takes down a Legion tower.
Get weapons ready. All right, laddie. More shooting dead.
Final round.
Wait.
Is redeemed.
Get back.
Double damage.
Fight here.
We dwarves are
Fight here.
natural sprinters. All right, laddie.
Fight here.
Quickly. I'll put a bullet in their gun.
Invisibility.
Boomstick time. Get in cover. Under the wall. All right.
Condor has been slain.
Natural sprinters. Quickly. Getting into cover. We dwarves are natural sprinters. Getting into cover. Quickly. Getting into cover.
Condor has been slain.
I'll snipe them down. More shooting, less running. Getting into cover. More shooting, less running. Getting into cover. Hold on. Got on the road. All right, laddie.
Final round.
Fight.
Fred.
Getting into cover. We dwarves are natural sprinters. Quickly.
Attack this structure.
Getting into cover. All right, laddie.
Attack this structure.
Getting into cover. More shooting, less running. I'll put a bullet in their gun. You'll shoot to kill. Better hit hard. Getting into cover. We dwarves are natural.
Time and time again!
Get your weapons ready.
In your face!
Gets the double! The Hellborn takes down Jason. Legion barracks gets destroyed.